everyone, Rishido here with another My Little Pony video. For those who don't know me, I post content uncovering the lore and origins behind characters from the fictional world of My Little Pony. Be sure to check out my other videos where I explain the character's history, theories, and other topics on My Little Pony. With all that being said, let's jump right into today's topic. This is the Elements of Harmony from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Explained. The Elements of Harmony is an ancient relic that takes back to the old Equestrian era. Early episodes of the series hint at interactions between pre-hearth-swarming ponies and the Elements of Harmony, especially Starswirl the Bearded. This implies that the elements have had an impact that predates even celestial beings and their time in Equestria, but only a few handful of ponies of that time knew about them. Starswirl the Bearded was searching for something powerful that could bring peace and prosperity without harming any creature. According to his research, he wanted to replicate the magic of friendship, and with the help from the pillars of Equestria, thus creating the Elements of Harmony. With the elements, their role in Equestria history is clear. They are the bearers of harmony, and when they are used, they are in fact maintaining a state of harmony. In the beginning, Equestria was a peaceful land, and the use of the elements reestablishes a balance of power that is both effective and just. The series makes it plain that this is their function, however peace would eventually become irrelevant once darkness and evil appeared. After Starswirl and the pillars vanished, it was up to Princess Celestia and Princess Luna to carry on with their studies, holding on to their responsible duties as rulers and supervising the elements. It has been revealed that Celestia can wield magic, generosity, and kindness, while Luna can wield loyalty, laughter, and honesty. Both princesses would use the elements to protect Equestria for thousands of years to come. There has been an instance where Celestia has used all of the elements. This was the first and only time she used them all, but it was against her sister Luna. It was also there that Celestia and Luna had their falling out battle, which led to Luna's transformation into Nightmare Moon. After Luna was banished, Celestia moved the throne. The connection between the princesses and the elements was broken. This underscores the fact that the elements, while certainly magical, are also significant in their representation of the interpersonal relationships between Celestia and Luna. After these events, Celestia was forced to rule Equestria on her own. The elements would be forgotten over the ages and recited in the Castle of the Two Sisters, taken over by the Everfree Forest. In the very first two episodes, the main characters defeated Nightmare Moon by wielding these artifacts as one. When the elements are combined, their power serves as a metaphor for the way the six ponies' friendship allows them to resolve conflicts and problems of all kinds. As a result, it removes all evil but cleanses characters into redemption. We know this because throughout the series, the six main characters go through a course of problem solving, and half of the time, to where it gets very intense, they've had to use the Elements of Harmony. When the elements are employed, as shown in Season 2, the Return of Harmony 2-part episode, they led to a transformation. The dark threatening presence that has stood in for whatever discord needed to be resolved is no longer there, and having achieved that, the bearers of the elements can stand with their heads high, knowing they did what was right. As shown in the first two episodes of Season 9, it is now possible to destroy the elements, due to a significant turn of events that occurred with King Sombra's destruction of the Tree of Harmony. The ruins of these once artifacts are now destroyed. However, later on in the Uproot episode, the elements grow into a brand new tree, but now doesn't possess any power or protection. These pivotal scenes make it very clear that while the elements are powerful, they're fundamentally about something much deeper. They are about relationships. And though we speak of them as friendship or magic, the presence of a friend will be there regardless of the distance. This is the kind of friendship Starswirl believed in, because of its unpredictable power. It's also the reason why Princess Twilight Sparkle wanted to spread this information with her perspective and philosophy on friendship. The elements carry a deep symbolic meaning for each element. They represent a core aspect of relationships and their respective mannerism. These elements show that friendship is complex and made up of many parts. Friendship can't come from nowhere, it has to be built. In some cases, all these elements are needed to sustain it. We see that the main six push themselves to grow and change. They prompt the characters to think about what makes a friendship in their community work. Loyalty is a virtue that allows for the most solid of commitments between friends. It is an aspect of friendship that comes into its own, particularly when the friend is in trouble. This is the best fit for Rainbow Dash since she has a brave and daring attitude. Kindness is a reminder to practice empathy and compassion, to put oneself in another's perspective to resolve a situation. It's also a way to act and be there when someone is in need for help. Fluttershy is the perfect example. Despite her shy nature, she cares about what others feel so that they wouldn't be lost. Honesty, on the other hand, is not just about being truthful, it's also cultivating conflicts in a relationship that's built on deception, to avoid dysfunction and corruption of lying. Applejack is the perfect representation for honesty. She is willing to tell the truth even if it means feeling the guilt. Generosity is someone who is selfless, a desire to help others before their own or willing to make sacrifices whatever amount of time and effort it might take to help a friend in need. The reason Rarity is the bearer of this trait is simply that she puts her friends first before herself. Laughter signifies the delight and cheerfulness that can accompany social interactions. It can ease tensions and help cement bonds in many ways, superior to a mere smile. This fits Pinkie Pie tremendously, often enlightening the mood even in the most scarcity situations. Magic is literally the mystical sort. Metaphorically, it is also what makes anything happen, depending on the situation when the various characters rub against each other, and magic can be used to create a friendship that is somehow more than the sum of its parts. So Twilight Sparkle fits this role because she can come up with the most ideals to solve a problem. Each component essentially holds key insights into the flourishing of friendships, which are mutual rather than one-sided relationships. These friendships advance through shared respect, support, and understanding, much like any good, healthy relationship. The elements of harmony, honesty, kindness, laughter, generosity, loyalty, and magic symbolize these values and make up a large part of Equestria's collective understanding of what it makes or what it means to be together. These virtues and the narrative arcs that accompany them suggesting how powerful it resonates with the messages it's enduring to viewers. In their pivotal moments, the characters use the elements to overcome the adversaries, not simply in the name of good defeating evil, but in the name of friendship, which is the magic of their world. The profound impact on character developments is largely due to the way the show handles the protagonists and their relationships with one another, as well as the relationships between each character and their elements. The show is about friendship, so naturally we see these friends going through the ups and downs of being friends, handling the misunderstandings, the jealousy, the resentment. In the end, though, the show always comes back to that idea of personal responsibility and collective strength, which is at the very core of every friendship and every relationship. The symbolism in each element reflects this narrative complexity and resonates with broader societal ideals. But what makes the show truly compelling is how these characters grow and evolve over each episode, and shows how they uphold the ideals of friendship even when they're in situations that might test the limits of that ideal. In conclusion, the elements of harmony in My Little Pony Friendship's magic are not just narrative devices, they are transformative elements that allow for significant character growth and development. Each of the 6 elements represent a core virtue, something that is essential to the value system of the show and that contributes to the overall message of friendship. Equestria continues peace and harmony as their reward for deploying empathy and cooperation throughout the timeline prior to Generation 5. That's going to wrap up for today's lesson. I hope you learned something from this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Until next time, I'll see you all later. Peace.